What's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent. So I got a comment on yesterday's video to try choice Specs Zeraora, and I was scrolling through the tier, and the only real switch-in is Spedefcal Fable. Everything else gets 2-hit KO'd or knocked out by something, so I figured this could actually be really good. Obviously, it is a bit prediction reliant, as any choiced wall breakers should be, but ideally we can get those right today. So I did mention Clefable is the one thing that can switch in. We do have Volt Switch momentum, so what I want to do is add a knockoff Ferrothorn to get free knockoffs every time Clefable comes in, basically. I'll know whether they're like that Wish Protect teleport set that only has a Moonblast based off the damage I do with Zera, and then I can go out into this and just knock off. Obviously, if they show like a Life Orb damage, I might have to make a different play, but let's run Leftovers on this thing. I think Spit F on this thing is actually viable now because I really am scared of Kyurem, and also Dracovish is gone, however. Fizdef is also really good, just to help out against Drill and Bisharp mainly, because I am going to run Body Press on this Pokemon. I don't think there's a ton of reason to run Power Whip anymore, like, it still hits Toad, but like, I just haven't been having too much trouble with Toad recently. Let's go ahead and run 0 IVs and Speed. Maybe it's obviously because I haven't ran into as much Toad due to the Dracovish ban, but I've just been having a lot more success with Body Press on this thing, and then we'll of course run Leech Seed and Stealth Rocks on it. I might change it to Spikes depending on whether I add another Stealth Rocker, but I don't see myself doing that. I mentioned it a few videos ago, but having one Pokemon dedicated to Rocks and another dedicated to Spikes is really not something you want to try in this metagame. It's so passive, and considering stuff like Cinderace is just around having a good speed tier and setting up, you really don't want to take all those turns to set up hazards, but speaking of Cinderace, I need a counter to that, so I did use a Powdon recently. If I want to be that guy, I could run Toxapex as the counter. I could consider that. Toad would also be good, but I've also done that. I kind of want to run Toxapex just because I haven't used it as the Cinderace counter yet. I've used like all the other ones being Pelipper, Powdon, and Toad. But I will come back to it. If I have to add it, I will. But let's see what else I want here. Some sort of like a late game cleaner would be really good. Like a Choice Scarfer would benefit me a lot, so what can do that for me? I'm a bit scared of opposing Zera as well as like Scarf Dragapult. So like Ice Shard priority would be good. The only two Pokemon that really get that are Mamoswine and Weavile. Jolly Scarf Mamo wouldn't be horrible. I've seen that do a lot of work, and it's able to outspeed Zeraora. It does have the speed tier for that, so I think we'll do it. And then against Scarf Dragapult, I have the Ice Shard anyway. Like, Ice Shard is still going to be a move you want to run on Scarf. And then we'll go Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and it's between Superpower and Knockoff. I think Superpower is probably better because we do have coverage on both of these guys to hit Pharaoh, but I think if I can weaken it into range of Thunderbolt spam, that's just going to be better. You know, make it so that I don't have to predict. Let's run Thick Fat on it, and I did mention it's going to be the Scarfers, so it's not my best speed tier for a Scarfer. Like, I generally prefer something like Scarf Jirachi or Hydreigon, but I think we can make it work. It should be fine. So we have the Mamo, we have Stealth Rocks. I would love a Defogger. That would be very helpful. Do I run the Toxapex though? You know what? I'm gonna do it. I haven't used it as the Cinderace counter yet. I want to see whether my Toxapex can 1v1 like Zen Headbutt variant, so I'm sorry if you don't like Toxapex, but we're doing it today. Let's run Toxic Spikes and Haze. Haze is really good too, just to prevent setup from various Pokemon. Bisharp, Komodo, basically anything you would see on Hyper Offense. And we can run like Fizdef on it as well, with minus attack obviously, and 4 in Spidef. So that's going to be the Cinderace counter for today, and we'll see whether that can do something for me, but let's add some offense to the end. Like, I already have Toxapex on the team and Ferrothorn. Some sort of offensive defogger would be good, so it's either Hydreigon or Rotom Heat are generally the offensive defoggers. Timid Rotom Heat wouldn't be bad right here. If I ran into like Rillaboom, I could outpace that, I think, because Rillaboom's base 85, right? And I outspeed that by 1 base point. Rotom's 86. Yeah, that could be worth it, because like Bandit with the combination of Woodhammer and Superpower is kind of scary. Like, I don't really deal with that all too well, because I can't hard switch in anything. Like, I can't really hard switch in Rotom Heat to be fair, but like, at least I can threaten it without locking one move. Like, that's really good. So we'll go Rotom Heat. And I'll run Timid Nature on it, of course. And this will be the defogger for the team with Heavy Duty Boots and Nasty Plot. We'll go Volt Switch, Overheat, and Boots. So that's going to be the Hazard Core done. I think Ferrothorn single-handedly should be able to deal with Drill, so what I'm going to do is not really worry about Moldbreaker Drill too much. Like, it could be a threat, but I think Ferro can do the job. Unless it gets flinched by +2 Ironhead and then gets Earthquaked, that would just be sad, but ideally we don't, because I have Body Press on there for that too. So for this last mon, I want to add something fun. What have I not used in a while that I can have some fun with? Some late game mon, like... I did mention Scarf Ammo can clean, but that's really only if they're bad and give me every ground resist or ground immunity on their team. I don't really think Icicle Crash has much sweeping potential right now, considering Pex, Pharaoh, Corviknight. Like, it's not happening. So who can sweep late game? If I can use Mamo to weaken those 3 Pokemon, what can take advantage of that? I guess the ones that come to mind are Drill of my own, which I don't think I want alongside Mamo, or Mimikyu. Now, Mimikyu would provide me with a Fairy too, so if I want to offensively pivot it into like Dracos, that is an option. I don't see myself doing that, but if I have to, I will. Let's go Mimikyu. And let's run Adamant on it. I don't think I've used Mimikyu recently, so I don't really mind running it today. It's not the best win con, but generally when I run it, I will be able to set it up quite nicely, so ideally that can keep up. Let's run Shadow Claw and, of course, Shadow Sneak. I don't think I need Drain Punch. Like, I have so many ways to pressure Pharaoh at this point on the team. Like, all of my offensive guys besides Mimikyu hit it super effectively, so we should be fine in that regard. And that's going to be the Choice Specs Zeraora team, so let's go ahead and get a game. So we have a game right here. My opponent has HO, which isn't bad. I think the fact that I have Disguised Mimikyu as well as Scarf Ammo is really going to be good. But I have to be careful when locking EQ, because depending on what the Gara is, it could sweep, because Zeraora is going to pressure my Ferrothorn here very easily. If I want to beat Bisharp, I think Pex can take the hits, but if I get crit or flinched by Ironhead, it's not going to work out. So if I want to anti-lead Grimmsnarl, we're going to lead either Rotom or Pharaoh, but I could go Pharaoh and knock off right away. I think they would click Hazards. I mean, Taunt. Yeah, we're doing that because I want to knock off the Light Clay, ideally. Well, obviously here I have to switch out. I thought they would try to go for the screens first, but I guess it makes more sense to get the Hazards. But yeah, let's switch. I don't really want to take a close combat. They go hard Grimmsnarl. Okay, well, I have a couple plays. I can go Pharaoh, or I could just try to defog here. But if they get up a screen, they would taunt after. Okay, but they let me get up a T-Spike, which is like really nice. I don't know why they did that. It doesn't hit a ton, but it hits Terrakion to break its Sash, and it hits Cinderace, so... Well, assuming it's not Boots, which... I don't think HO runs Boots bulk up. I think they're usually like banded. So I'm able to get my T-Spike up, which is really good. And I want to say that I can get in Pharaoh this turn. As they go right for that. Like, they can't really do anything to me here. Spirit Brick doesn't do damage. I can just knock off. Like, this is great for me. I like this a lot. And I could just spam Body Press now. I do have to be careful, though, because I don't have Power Whip, which is, like, really bad. So they go Cinderace. Are they going to try to Core Change, or, like, what's the deal? I'm just going to go Pax. So it is Bulk Up. And it was Boots, by the way. I didn't actually think it would be. Well, I'm assuming they have Zen Headbutt. Let's go ahead and haze that away. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care about them knocking me out. I just want to make sure that I can revenge it with Mamo. Let's see what they do though. Like, if they go for Bulk Up again and get burned, that's great. They don't get burned though. That sucks. Because like now I die, right? I guess... they didn't care about predicting. I thought they would try to call Mimikyu. I thought that would make... I mean, Ferrothorn. That would make a ton of sense, right? Well... Makes this a bit hard because the Reflect is still up. I don't know if this lives Sucker Punch. I feel like it probably has to. Cinderace is strong, but, like, Specs Zeraora should be able to take one. I should have gone Pharaoh, though. I didn't want to risk it, though, because it's, like, my stop to multiple other Pokemon. So if it's at +1... Yeah, I shouldn't die to Sucker Punch, because, like, assuming this was Stab, it still wouldn't knock me out. And even if they change to Dark type, I'm pretty sure Thunderbolt will do the job. I could Aura Sphere too. They don't even go for Sucker Punch, okay. Well, I pick up the KO. Not the best situation, though. I don't know how I beat Bisharp. Like, Bisharp is such an issue. They want to get up screens right now. Okay. Understandable. The thing is their Light Clay is gone, so, like, how worth it is it? They actually get up the wrong screen, too. I would have definitely gotten up Reflect. But now they're going to go with Zeraora, right? I'm going to go Pharaoh. Wait, what? Let's think about this. If I stayed in, assuming they would knock me out with close combat, I would get them really low and I could pick them off using Icicle Crash. And then I want to say Mimikyu plus Ferrothorn can beat the rest, but... yeah, we're staying in. I don't think it's worth switching around this thing. Because he goes for the Rock Tomb. That's good. He could get in Zera, but like the thing is I have a T-Spec up. I know for a fact he won't. And then basically, what I gotta do here is get in my Mamoswine. The play is lock Icicle Crash, which I know is really risky because if I miss right here, it's bad, but I'm gonna make the play that I have to, right? This kind of forces in Bisharp. I guess they can go Gyarados if they want to, but like... I don't think they should. Like, you go Bisharp first. They know I'm Scarf, like, obviously. So they go Bisharp. I have to go Rotom. Yeah, obviously they SD. Then what we're going to do is just die to Sucker Punch as they don't even go to it. I was just trying to get in Mimikyu after, but I don't know what they did. Like, why? And then all I have to do here is keep the Ferrothorn. Like, the missing is annoying, but I don't think I can lose as long as I have what I have in the back. Yeah, that should be Icicle Crash range from Mamo too, so I actually want to save the plays to try to use that first. I do outspeed this thanks to my nature. So we can go to that here. We do hit, and then basically, unless I miss like too many times, then I win. And we're already hitting, which is nice. So I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed. So they try to DD again on the miss. So I still had a full health Pharaoh though. I'll be right back. So I have another game right now. My opponent basically has stall, let's be honest. Like, they have Grassy Terrain support and then a ton of Pokemon that just sit there and like Wishclef to heal up the Escavalier, but Rotom's actually really annoying. Rotom is what I need damage on. I'm leading off with Zeraora. Speaking of, I want to say Volt as they just go hard Hippo. That's fine, I can try to get a knockoff here. I don't think these run Fire Fang. This might have Superpower though. I think it might still be worth it to knock it, as they want to knock me, and then I'll get up rocks this turn. I think they might be... no, they showed Banded. Yeah, I was going to say, that was definitely Banded damage. I didn't actually look at what I knocked until now. But... can I break this? Like, I'm trying to figure out whether I can do something with Mimikyu, but I need damage on a Escavalier and Hippowdon before I can even think of making that happen. Well, I don't think this is actually some sort of flamethrower set, but I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, it's just Whisper Tech, Teleport, Moonblast. Why wouldn't it be, right? So they go Rotom. I just realized if this is the Defogger, then that's actually pretty good. So they trick me a Choice Scarf. Not the best, but I don't know, like if they don't have Defog, then I just force damage on Hippo by doing this, which is nice. And I'm able to get it on Clef, and now that I know more about it, I can just click knockoff pretty freely. They go to Rotom. I actually got rid of the Black Sludge, which is not ideal, but it's fine. So it is the Defogger, but I killed it, so I think I just get back up rocks and go from there. The thing is, do I do that now? Like, depending on what they go to, they could hit me pretty hard. I'm assuming this has, like, Superpower or something. But the thing is, a max Fizz Def and I knocked off the band, so it's not going to knock me out. Yeah, like, you guys see how much that did? It didn't do damage. And I could actually stand here and take the next one if I really wanted to. Let's just kill it. As they go Reuniclus, it's a Grassy Seed, so I think this might be... this is probably Calm Mind. Yeah, so we're going to haze everything away before anything. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I just want to get in hard Mimikyu. Yeah, because I need to start hitting this thing as hard as possible. So I do 55. I didn't want to use this early, but I don't have another choice. Like, this is my way of breaking this mon. So I'm very low now, but we basically got rid of Reuniclus as a threat. I just have to make sure it never recovers. And the moment I nasty plot with Rotom here, it's over actually, so let's try to go for that sometime soon. So the trick is to double in Pokemon that doesn't allow Reuniclus to do anything. They get up rocks, but I have boots on my win con. Yeah, I'm just going for Icicle Crash here, it's my best play. If they go Escavalier, that's fine. That's like basically Rotom setup fodder. Yeah, so that's good. I think, in case I need to use Mimikyu against Reuniclus, I will keep it around. Right here though, this is definitely worth keeping. I think the best play is to go Zera. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird, but I don't need this, as they actually knock off my specs, which is better for me. So basically what I'm going to do is wait until the sand is gone and then nasty plot up with the Rotom and try to beat them down. Because knockoff shouldn't hurt that badly. I even get a para. So yeah, I just nasty plot up and I'm pretty sure this just wins the game because I have everything low. Do you actually have something for me? Like, are you just going to spam Moonblast and try to crit Spitav drop me, special attack drop me over and over again? Because I'll go +6 and just overheat you, like, until you're dead, dude. Like, that's my game plan. I am timid, so Rillaboom doesn't outspeed me here. I guess if I miss and they knock off, that could be a bit bad. But that's not happening. My Rotom has eyes. I think, right? Those are 2 eyes right there. Yeah, Rotom's gonna do this for me. The moment their Rotom Wash died, it was over. I'll be right back. So I have another game right here. My opponent is really weak to Mimikyu. I feel like I've lost a Hawlucha in like my last 2 or 3 videos, but I'm hoping that between Mimikyu and Pex, I should be able to deal with it. They also just don't appreciate Mamo, but we're leading Zera for sure. If this is Hazards, like, I don't want to reveal my item, but I don't think it's too big of a deal to do so. I also just realized, is this just HO? I think it might be. Because, like, they have a Primarina, which isn't a mon you generally see on HO, but I feel like it still is. Anyway, I don't know if this has Taunt, but I'm just gonna Volt again. Yeah, because like by doing this, I can just get them in a Volt turn cycle here. I take a bit of Rock Strip, which could matter against Sucker Punch, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. I kind of want to... No, if they go Rillaboom, I get the defog, so it doesn't even matter, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. So they opt to sack the Mew. I guess I go Rotom, right? Rotom deals with Primarina. I can Volt Switch out into Pharaoh. It basically forces Grimmsnarl to taunt, although what I'm hoping they do is that because I didn't try to defog the other time, maybe they don't. Is the safer play just to Volt Switch immediately though, because if they do taunt and I lose the turn, I would miss out on momentum. I don't think this is Scarf. I do like the play of Volt Switching to my Ferrothorn a lot, but I don't have anything to break a substitute on this, which is the big issue here. So they actually double out, I don't know why, like... you'd think you want to go Primarina to get the sub up, right? But I guess they didn't want to. I'm just going to use this to get up my rocks now, because I don't think I'm going to get another chance this game. I can beat the Primarina without this thing. Like, this thing isn't my Primarina check simply because I don't have a way to break its substitute. Which I'm assuming it has that. Wait a minute. If I just get up T-Spikes, do I just kind of... beat his entire... Yeah, wait a minute. Do I just sack this, then go Toxapex and T-Spike up? That might be the play here. So we have to go Cinderace, which was Boots. I'm actually really happy that I have damage on this. I am not going hard Toxapex. Toxapex is really good for me. Especially if he wants to start doing stuff like that. He would Pyro Ball here, right? I don't know, I don't want to go hard Pex on a Zen Head, but I don't care about the Pyro Ball. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to beat this thing. I don't want to use my Mimikyu, like, do I have another choice? If Mamoswine dies, I kind of have to, right? Let's see, what's the situation right now? I already have Cinderace in here from a previous game, don't I? So, that's how much +1 Sucker Punch would do. So, if I made that stab, like... What if I just add Dark typing to there? thing here. It still only does 52 to 63, and that's stab, sucker punch, right? Dude, I feel like I always calc this wrong, but I think I'm good here. I'm gonna go Mamoswine and try to kill it with this. We're gonna go for Superpower. They didn't even go for Sucker Punch. Great. Well, that's really bad. But I can try to pick them off with Shadow Sneak. No, I can't let that happen. Zeraora lives too, though, right? I should have just Earthquaked, man. Like, I didn't think Earthquake would kill if they switched their typing, which is why I made the play that I did. Whatever. I don't think I'd die here either. Yep, 74 max, I'm at 76, so I guess they don't have Sucker Punch, which I find really odd, like what? But basically, I think I've basically guaranteed my Mimikyu a win now, because it still has the Disguise up, and I guess they could Thunder Wave me and then try to set up with Hawlucha, but we're going to try to ensure that doesn't happen. I'll give them this as they go for U-turn. Yeah, you're not setting it with anybody, dude. I don't care. Hawlucha can come in here and just knock me out for all I care. That's fine. And then you can, you know, lose to my Mimikyu after. So he's going to be Grassy Seed. I guess, let's think about this. If he goes Grimmsnarl to set up screens, he would be wasting his Grassy Terrain. He would have to reset it. He does go right to Lucha now. I forgot about the defense boost. I have to attack, obviously. The thing is, he's going to go for Acro, right, to knock me out. I could go Toxapex and try to haze it, but if I got crit, I would lose, I think, because I wouldn't be able to knock it out with Mimikyu. I think the safest thing to do is just stay in, as he tries to sub on me. So it's sub SD. Does Toxapex actually break a Hawlucha sub? Because I'm considering going into it if it does. Okay, it does. I don't know if I want to risk the crit. Like, I'm pretty sure +2 crit. Let's calc. Like, I know for a fact that Toxapex will probably die, but it's really Fizz Def. If I get rid of this item, let's go ahead and put that on none. No, yeah, a crit would knock me out. So do I risk that here, or do I just stay in? Okay. The thing is, because of the play they made, they're now in range of my Mimikyu's play rough, so that's what we're going for here. I cannot Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw plus Shadow Sneak will not kill. I have to play rough and hit. Good. Rillaboom will die. Actually, I am adamant, so Rillaboom could outspeed me. But I'm pretty sure Rotom basically has this. Because I'm Timid Rotom, right? So it's going to be the Grimmsnarl. I guess it's going to try to play off a miss here and go for the Spirit Break. Come on, Mimikyu. You have eyes too, right? Oh, it's going for hacks. Okay. So you're going to try to sub up with the Primarina in front of me, I guess. Hold up, can Primarina do it? If it's sub, maybe. I don't know if it can. I might have lost. I actually want to get out of here. Like, I want a Nasty Plot as soon as possible. You know what we're going to do? Actually, I want them to knock me out, then I'm going to try to get a T-Spike up. I need this T-Spike to actually guarantee beat this Prim. If they go hard Prim, I could lose. Okay, but they didn't. And I'm going to get up the second one just for safe measure, I guess. Now let's think. Assuming my Rotom doesn't OHKO the Prim. Okay, we got the play right, I think. Because now I Volt. I can get in Pex. Even if... What if there's Specs Psychic? No, I still sweep with Volt into Overheat. So I think I basically win. They're Saltfest, okay. They go for Scald. Perfect, yeah, it's over. So they were never subbed to begin with, so I was worried for nothing. The Saltfest Prim on HO is really bad. Like, I don't really get the idea behind that. So what was the Grimmsnarl then? Was it, I mean, that can't really save you, dude. Are you sub-rest? So it's not AV. What? Oh yeah, it showed Leftovers. What am I talking about? But like, they're taking damage here, which is the main thing. Like, if they were sub-rest, maybe they could win. No, I think I PowerPoint stalled that. Actually, probably not. Do you have it? Nobody went sub-rest, dude. If you rests right here, dude, like, come on. You have to have Moonblast on it. Like, there's no way your sub-com mind Scald rest. I just wanted to die so I can stop being scared of that, but it's not fainting, and I'm scared. Don't click rest this turn, dude. Don't be that guy. Dude, if it clicks rest right here, I'm just gonna end the game. Like, I'm not gonna say anything if it clicks rest. Okay. And obviously I'm not losing to Rillaboom. I was actually scared about that Prim a lot. Like, the thing is, Prim's Spadef stat is so good that despite having type advantage against it with multiple of my last mons, it can still win just due to how good Substitute is. Like, I can't beat that with Peck, so I had to get up the T-Spike. I think if they hard switched in Prim on the T-Spike, they would have won though, right? They sub up, and I would have to break it with Rotom's Volt Switch, which I can't even hard switch in. So, I don't know why they actually stayed in. Maybe they thought I had regular Toxic? I guess they were scouting for Toxic, because if I did Toxic Prim, it was also over. But I would have just gone hard Prim at that point. We'll start for a Wood Hammer. Okay. And Volt Switch will pick this thing off, and that'll be my win. Okay, nice. I will be right back. So I have another game right here. We see a Hippowdon, so I kind of have to predict with my Zeraora to get it to do work. The thing is, if I'm able to do that well, then I can win. But I know for a fact the one time I go for Grass Knot, they're not going to go Hippo. Rotom's really good right here. Why do they have Barraskewda without range support, by the way? That just caught my eye. So I think the game plan is try to Grass Knot Hippo and then do something with Mimikyu. That seems to be the best way to do this, but bulk up Cinderace right out the gate could be a bit scary. They would lead Corviknight here, I think. I guess I can just lead Zeraora. I mean, I outspeed this. Are they Choice Scarf? I do have a Ferrothorn. If I did click Grass Knot in front of this Mon, what would happen? Because I don't know how the weight works here. Like, I feel like it should die. Barraskewda's stats are, like, really bad defensively. I kind of just want to Grass Knot. Like, I'm just afraid of them being Choice Scarf and me actually taking a hit. I feel like Ferrothorn is probably the... Yeah, that's really bad for me. I considered Choice Scarf, but I didn't actually want to predict it. Because if they just get an Hippo there and I go Pharaoh, I guess that would have been okay. But now I lost a big threat to their team. Okay, well, we're gonna have to figure this out again. I think the fact that I was able to knock that out makes Rotom a lot better, though, so we can try to take advantage of that. Yeah, we're going Pex for sure. They actually let me burn it. That's kind of crazy. Does he just not care? Like, he's throwing out multiple offensive threats too now. Like, I don't get it. Is this SD? Like, I just burned that too. It is Specs Shadow Ball. Which, wow, I didn't realize how much I don't have a Ghost Resist on this team. Jeez, I didn't even catch that. That's not a mistake I would normally make while building. Like, I usually always have Mandibuzz or, like, Hydreigon at worst case. I didn't realize how weak I was to Ghosts. Well, I'm definitely keeping Pharaoh around for that Weavile. I need this for... Do I even need it for Cinderace at this point? I feel like I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure my Rotom's gonna win, just because he sacked off Barraskewda. Like, it was a weird trade. My Zera was a big threat, but getting rid of that was so beneficial. Anyway, let's stop making excuses and figure out who's going down. I don't think I need Mamo. Yeah, I have it, dude. I feel bad sacking that Mon, but it's fine. Like, I'm just gonna get in my Zeraora right here. And you guys want to see me click Grass Knot? Because I'm clicking Grass Knot. I feel like this might actually die to Grass Knot. I know that sounds crazy, but Aegislash's, like, blade stats are pretty bad. Okay, it doesn't die. It would basically be dead. Yeah, I feel like I'm safe to Grass Knot here. So we were able to finally Grass Knot a Hippo with my Zeraora, which is really cool. And I'm pretty sure Rotom... I don't see a win con for beating Rotom for them. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but even Mimikyu at this point just looks so strong. This is good for me, obviously. I'm going to go right for the Body Press as they give it to me. So that's their last speed control for Rotom. Basically dead. I have a whole Toxapex for you. And yeah. We were able to get rid of his offensive threats at the cost of a few of mine. Like, don't get me wrong. That's how Pokemon works, right? You sacrifice some of your tools to get rid of more of theirs, and hopefully it works out. I don't even die to Spec Shadow Ball, so I'll just take the kill. Like, even a crit wouldn't have killed me. And it's not like even if they did crit me and, like, max rolled or something, I can lose to Bugs Bunny. Like, because it's burned, that's basically not a threat anymore. I'll be right back. So I want you guys to know, I've played Arctozolt Trick Room multiple times, and I feel like I lose to it more often than a ladder player should, so maybe the one time I'm battling it on video, I can actually beat it and not get embarrassed. That would be kind of nice. Let's go ahead and lead Zeraora. This is not the standard Arctozolt Trick Room that I find, though. Like, there's another one, this guy named Pavija runs, like, some different build, but I'm able to get out on the Mew. And I think the play is... Well, I'm assuming he's just going for rocks, right? I kind of want to keep my Pharaoh. Let's go Pharaoh. Why did that take so long to come out? So Trick Room obviously goes up, but I can click Knockoff. I'm hoping he goes Hatterene. That's the goal, but he doesn't. And then he goes Hatterene to prevent my rocks. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to click Hazards when this thing is alive. I think Nasty Plot Rotom is useful. I could use Pex as a pivot, but it's kind of my best Mimikyu response outside of this. He does go right for Mystical Fire. And that just knocks me out. I don't really want to switch around that thing. I just want to get in my Mimikyu now and try to do a ton of work with Shadow Claw. That's the best way to do this. Like, it'll kill this. If it doesn't kill it and he gets up another Trick Room, I'm losing. But I think it will knock it out. And Mimikyu is obviously my best Pokemon, right? Look at it outside of Trick Room this game. Like, it's insane how nice that Mon is for me. So what he should do is sack off his Mew, but he sacks off the Hatterene. Okay, excellent. Like, Mimikyu is so strong this game. I have to take advantage of it as many times as I can. In fact, I might even defog just to prevent Mimikyu from taking hazards, because I'm getting pretty worn down by Life Orb. Dude, I don't want to lose to this guy. Like, I don't want to lose to Arctozolt Trick Room again. Because it gets, like, a good amount of moves, too. Like, it gets Freeze Dry, as well as... what's that other move called? Low Kick? Yeah, that. I feel like I could Low Kick here, but I don't think he's going to do that immediately. Ice Beam. Okay, I'm going to get up my rocks now. What if the Komodo is not even, like, a Trick Room abuser? What if it's just, like, sub-Belly Drum? I could see it. Anyway, I'm losing Pharaoh at the cost of beating this. Can I beat his Mimikyu without this? I mean, it's already kind of dead. Let's just see whether I can without it. I don't know, maybe I should have doubled out my Pex, but, like... Who would I double to? Like, back to Pharaoh? That's not good. Because that just gives him another Trick Room with Hatterene. I think I was kind of forced to stay in with Pex and then get in Mimikyu, right? I don't know. He goes Musharna. So this is trying to get up Trick Room now. Okay. Oh, it's Keyberry. Well, the funny thing is, if I get my Leech Seed up, I'm now healthy enough to take on Mimikyu again, which I like. Let's go for knockoff here. Keyberry's weird. Sets up a Future Sight. I don't really know what to think about that. And then Healing Wishes out into Komodo. I think now that I have the opportunity to keep this for Mimikyu, I think I should, right? It's back at full. You know what's funny, just the other day in a video I was saying Ferrothorn's so annoying, it always ends up back at full when it's at like 30%, and here I am with my Ferrothorn back at full. Well, obviously a Future Sight's up. It's not a very strong one though, because it's Musharna, but I still want to consider it. Yeah, I'm gonna knock off. Because he has a Flamethrower, that's fine. And then basically I think the best thing to do is get in my Mimikyu here. I'm gonna sacrifice my Disguise to knock this out. And then I think we can beat his Mimikyu using everything that I have. Like, Timid, Rotom, Zera, and Mamoswine should be enough to wrap this game up. Because, like, once this Trick Room Mon goes down, I don't think he can... Okay, so he was fast Komodo then, yeah. It was Klinger Sulk Komodo with just on Trick Room. I don't really get why, but it was. So I keep my Disguise. Do I take advantage of that, or do I go Mamo? No, Scarf Mamo is better to keep. I sack this off. Goes for Stomping Tantrum. I Shadow Claw here. I didn't realize Shadow Claw would, Play Rough would do that much. I should have just Shadow Clawed twice, but it's fine. And then basically, he has no choice but to go Mimikyu after this, and I should just be able to Shadow Sneak it and then sweep with Mammo's Earthquake. Or Zera's Thunderbolt if I want to risk that, but... I mean, he's gonna get a Trick Room first, right? That's the thing. So I have to make sure that I can beat the Trick Room before this happens. So if I get rid of this, I do win with Ice Shard. And I just got rid of it, so yeah. I'll be right back. So I have another game right here. My opponent has Sun, but then there's also some annoying Pokemon right next to the Sun. I hate Hatterene because I'm the type of player who generally won't click hazards when it's alive, but sometimes I will if they just decide never to go into it. My best threats here are my Mimikyu. Like, if I can get stuff in range of Shadow Sneak, it'll probably win. Let's go Zeraora. I don't want a Grass Knot. I'm just gonna Volt. I'm really not interested in Grass Knotting. I have so many good pivots into Gastro, it's like fine. Although those pivots like... Wait, what? Okay, well this is gonna take like 60, I think. Yeah. That's so good for Mimikyu. And we're gonna go Rotom here. Like I said, it's not worth predicting Gastro. It literally never is. Like, I don't want this getting up rocks and I can beat Gastrodon. Like, I'm gonna let him bring it in. We get in Pharaoh here and try to knock somebody. I don't know, like, if I was Rail, I would just Volt Switch again. I feel like I could be that Rail, right? Let's try it. Okay. And then... I think the play is getting... If I'm gonna go to Mimikyu endgame, I need to get Zard in range of +2 Shadow Sneak, but... I don't know if that's happening. Maybe if I go Mamo, he'll get baited. Like, you guys think he'll stay in here? That would be kind of funny if he did. He goes hard Mandibuzz, which is a good play. So I get nothing out of my momentum. I mean, I got damage on Cinderace, but it's really not that big of a deal. He would U-turn, right? I guess he could foul play if he really wants to. But yeah, U-turn's the better play. I want to see what this Hatterene is. Like, I hope he goes Hatterene here. That would be perfect. I don't think he really has another play, right? Yeah. So we're going to get to find out more about this, which is good for me. I'm happy with that. The thing is, I can't really do anything with this, and I'm going to go Rotom. Future Sight, okay. Do you guys think I'd do any damage to Gastrodon if I click Nasty Plot and then overheated it under the sun? Like, does this do damage? I'm actually curious. Alternatively, no, I'm gonna overheat now. Let's just see how much I do. I'm kind of throwing, but like, I'm curious. He goes for Scald and puts me very low. And he's gonna get to recover here. I was just curious, like, weird play, but at least I get to force the knockoff now. And my Pex is still at full, which is nice. Don't want Hatterene coming in, so we're gonna go for knockoff. Yes, he does go Hatterene. He doesn't go out into the Torkoal. Great. And this time he should go for Mystical Fire, I think. No, he doubles in Torkoal. Well, he still shouldn't sack it, right? But... let's click Volt. And this time when he goes Gastrodon, I'm just going to go Ferrothorn. He's not going to risk another offensive mon again. I don't think that's going to happen. He's staying in this time. Yep, he doesn't want me trying to double Volt Switch on that thing again. It's Yawn though, that's annoying. I don't like Yawn. Why is it Yawn? And he gets in Hatterene. I need to pull the trigger with Mimikyu sometime soon. Like, I'm not making anything happen right now, and it's really bothering me. Either that or into get in Zeraora and like try to Grass Knot into that Gastrodon. Okay, we actually got a burn on Hatterene, so it's taking even more chip now, which is great. I like that so much. Okay, that's perfect, because now it's in range of Shadow Sneak from the Ding. So, I understand why he made this play. He's trying to force it to where something else has to take the Future Sight, because I either stay in with this, which walls it, or I switch out and sack something else. So, I think we all know what the answer is. Yep, but I think he's basically set up Mimikyu for me, right? I'm gonna make this play, and I'm gonna go right for Grass Knot. I don't know, this could be throwing, but I feel as though Mimikyu might be able to do it regardless. Good mid ground. I mean, not really. If I Thunderbolted, it would have taken so much, but... Yeah, I need Mimikyu to do this. I'm trying to figure it out, and it's not happening. I'm gonna get you in here. Maybe I need damage on Gastrodon, too. Can I even do this? Like... Let's get in Pharaoh. He goes for Scald this time. Good. Let's go right for Knock. I'm assuming he's gonna get in Torkoal now, right? Goes back to Hatterene, so he's really adamant about rocks not going up, clearly. Okay, we get that right. I'm just gonna Icicle Crash, dude. Like... Superpower is okay too. I don't know if Superpower kills, but I know for a fact he's gonna probably stay in this time. Do I Earthquake then? Like... I feel like I can't give Mandibuzz another U-turn, right? That's not gonna put me in a strong spot. But if I Icicle... I don't know. I'm just gonna go Pex as a mid-ground, I think. No, dude, I'm Earthquaking. He goes Gastrodon, and it's very Phase Def. Okay, that's bad for Mimikyu. I think I have to try to catch this with the Grass Knot then. Right? I don't see another way I can break it. He didn't let me... I mean, he let me keep it a bit low there, though, so that's a bit nice. I'm gonna go for Knockoff. Does he keep on using Hatterene? I feel like he goes Torkoal this time. He keeps on going Hatterene, which makes, like, no sense. Just to set up future sites. I don't get it. Like, what's the point? And I finally catch Mandibuzz with something great. And I go Pharaoh here. As he wants to roost. And then I can knock off again. I think this is a bit repetitive, but I think I'm actually at the advantage now. Because Hatterene's getting low. Eventually it'll be out of switch-ins and I can get up rocks and try to endgame with Mimikyu from there. So it was banded, okay, that means Toxapex can wall it. My Toxapex has only shown Scald, which is really nice. We're gonna go right for that here. I think he would go Hatterene, right? Because he wouldn't literally risk Gastrodon getting Toxicked. If I get up a T-Spec, he kind of loses. Okay, he actually does that, and crits me with it. So now he gets a Power Bulk Kill. That's really frustrating, because, like, I can't even kill the Cinderace now. I guess it is in range of Icicle Crash, which is something I have going for me. Yeah, he doesn't even miss either. I don't think he's going to risk Gastrodon. He should know he needs it for Mimikyu. I'm just going to Thunderbolt as he gives it to me. Okay, not the worst. Because now he goes Gastro, and I get to force another knockoff, I think, is what's going to happen. I'm not going to double Thunderbolt. Yep, goes right for Yawn. Pretty obvious play, dude. I'm going to continue doubling out on him. I want to get as much momentum as possible. Yep, this is great. And I can click Icicle Crash here, and... he either goes Gastrodon and risks it getting really low, and, you know, I would get to go Pharaoh again, or he sacks off Hatterene, which is good. So yeah, I think... it's not looking impossible. I'm gonna go Pharaoh here. As he Scalds this time, good. I'm gonna knock off this thing's leftovers and try to do the thing with Mimikyu, I guess. Mimikyu, I want to say Mimikyu can do it just due to all the damage he gave me on Torkoal at the beginning. I get up my rocks, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm getting all these plays right now, it's so good. Gastrodon probably doesn't even live 2 Icicle Crashes at this point. I just need to hit the Icicle Crashes. Okay, was able to hang on. That's okay though, I don't think that's the end of the world. It's at like 9% now, which is really good. He does give it to me as well. To go Gastrodon, okay. And this time we get him, yep. Okay, yeah, that's really good. And now I basically have forced it to where I have the Grass Knot in the back. So I just stay in here. If I flinch him, I win, but I'm pretty sure Grass Knot will guaranteed knock it out and wrap this game up for me. Dude, I had to get so many plays right just because Gastrodon was so annoying. But yeah, that flinch didn't matter. This game was done. And assuming this doesn't get flinched by me, I can try to wrap it up with Zera, but looks like Zera will be wrapping it up here. And this was a long game, so I think we'll go ahead and end things off with that one. I did hope y'all enjoyed. You can find the team down below in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Later.